The French seam. This seam is done for very sheer type of fabrics when you need an enclosed finish to keep the raw edges from coming undone, but you don't want to see any kind of serging or other type of seam finish. It is a higher level of quality and couture technique that's a very good one to master and use when appropriate. In this case, we'll again start with 3 by 8 inch sample pieces, but as opposed to many plain seams, we actually will start this with wrong sides together. Now, our full seam allowance take up is 5/8 of an inch, but we're going to divide it into increments taken up in 2 different steps. So, raw edges aligned on the right hand side. And your first stitch is actually done at 1/4 of an inch wide. Go ahead and secure that with the back stitch. All the way down to the end. I like to clean up my threads as I go. Okay, now we go over to the ironing board again. Go ahead and press to set your stitches in nicely. And then we need to press the seam open. Actually, it makes it much easier to do the next pressing step. I can kind of finger press to get those little seam allowances open. If your fabric is thick and bulky, you may want to trim those seam allowances down to 1/8 of an inch. It's not necessary with this lighter weight cotton. Once those are pressed, then we fold so that right sides are together and we have this stitched edge at our fold here down our right hand side. And give it another good press. Dial mine up a little bit here. There we go. Now, with that edge nice and crisp, back to our sewing machine. And this time, if we took a 1/4 inch on our first run, we need to take this one at about 3/8 of an inch. That will be our very first line here, guideline on our throat plate. And 1/4 inch plus 3/8 equals a 5/8 inch seam allowance. And this one will be secured at the beginning and end. Make sure you watch the edge of your fabric. You don't really need to watch the needle. Secure it again. Thread take up lever at the top, free from the machine. There we go. So the seam allowances are completely enclosed inside here. And when done, you can open it up. We can give it one last press so that it looks nice from the outside. In this case, it does not matter to which direction that you press your seam allowance. And then another press from the outside for the best looking finished seam. That is a French seam. Go ahead and photograph this one for your book, both from this direction, and you can also photograph it from the front. Okay.